What's up, Brian, man? It's been a while, bro. How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm good. I'm good. Just working and training, cranking it up.
Well, it's a different kind of training since I
Yeah.
talked to you last, at least 3 years ago when you fought your last MMA fight. We were in the same podcast room talking about getting back to MMA because you had a layoff with that. You came away with a great fight. It was basically fight of the night. A great
Yep.
experience. A great experience. We had a little hiatus in the world, and then you come out as a boxer, man. Let's talk about, kind of what happened after that fight and the shutdown and how we got into the boxing.
I'd say I just got busy with work. I work as a correction officer, so I mean it's kind of a grind in itself. There's long hours, and then of course the whole shutdown and whatnot. But I kind of got away from the training aspect of it of MMA. I was always still training, but not like for a fight, so to say. But just work and adult life got in the way. 35 years old, I got a son, so life got in the way, so to say.
I know seeing you on social media during the time off, you gained some weight, lifting heavy, and you had to trim down to get back into boxing. Let's talk about the difference between MMA preparation and boxing preparation.
MMA obviously has so many more aspects of it. It's kind of with the life I've lived, been a wild, crazy kid growing up. The two deployments, fighting for a long time, football, riding bikes, everything. My body's just kind of beat up. I always say, like, if I were to get in a full body MRI, they'd be like, "How the fuck are you still standing?" So I can't, I got so many bumps and bruises and lagging and nagging injuries that, like, for me to do any grappling or anything like that, it wouldn't work. And then time consumption wise, like, I mean, for my boxing training, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to the gym, get my cardio in, get out of work, and then do my boxing training. And that's only just striking, just boxing. So if I were to add to that every other aspect, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Thai, I don't have the time. And I got a great job, great career. So I'm kind of like, weighing out the options here. And at 35 years old, I'm not making any run for any crazy title, and I'm not going to make a career out of fighting. So, and then I had that time off, and I just got the itch, and I needed to do something. So here we are.
Well, I know you, training your boxing at Lausanne's when you were doing your MMA back then. Where are you getting your focus now? Who's been bringing you along in the boxing world?
Aaron Bernardo in Swansea with Punishment Striking Systems. We got a great team. We got 4 or 5 pros, a bunch of filthy, nasty amateurs, some up-and-coming kids. Bring in other people from other gyms and whatnot to get our sparring, and things are going good.
Well, from the start to the boxing training, when you started getting serious and said, "Hey, I'm going to train more in this and see if I can get a professional fight." What was the timeline in that between, when you finally got serious about training with boxing and until you got that first fight with Boxing Promotions?
Actually, it started with that way back AFO days. I always told Mike Culbert, my first ever boxing coach, that one day, I'd do a boxing fight for him. So then that layoff and everything, I started boxing at Elite Boxing right up the street in North Attleboro. I always went there just for the cardio and conditioning aspect to get in, or stay in shape. And I kind of toyed with the idea of I always said, it was a bucket list thing at first. I'll jump in, just be an opponent, get beat up for a couple rounds. And then kind of started training more and getting in the ring with some guys who do box, and kind of like, well, wait a minute. This might actually be something. I might be more than an opponent.
Excellent. Well, you made your way to Boston Boxing Promotions, and they were getting in events when MMA wasn't even being able to go on in New Hampshire, dude. So it was kind of the perfect storm for you. I mean, you're coming out, you're getting in them the rounds, probably feeling good about yourself. Let's get some work. Who can I beat up? All of a sudden, Boston Boxing Promotions there, and you get a fight, bro. Let's talk about that and the excitement about, hey, shit, I'm getting 3 years since I got to really punch someone in the face in front of fans and family, man. How'd that feel? Getting that opportunity.
It was awesome. Like same thing. You know me, man. I've always been a big ticket seller. I sold, I think, over 50 tickets. Had shirts made, everything. Whole bunch of people there. That whole walkout, it all came back. You know, I was feeling it. Got in the ring, touched gloves, and I just steamrolled this dude. Yeah, it was. I was. I think it was a minute and 46 seconds or something like that. TKO. The dude literally said, like, he's like, you just hit too hard. I didn't want any more of that. I dropped him twice in the first round. After the second one, he just gave up. He said, no, thank you.
Well, focusing on the mitts of yours, brother, man, and putting all the power just behind them, man. You had power in the MMA, bro. If anyone doesn't know of Brian's last fight for MMA, check it up. It was with CES, and it was a brawl, man. So we know that's in you. Even though this fight didn't last, barely a minute, we know there's fire in there. So you come out brawling, man. How'd it feel to, not only put him down, but, the fans back there? And I would imagine that's not terribly far from where you live. I mean, isn't that event right over the New Hampshire line? It's not deep in New Hampshire.
Way, not too bad at all. So, I mean, with my job now, a bunch of twisted, crazy CEOs, we all like violence. Everybody supports everybody. So, I had a bunch of my buddies from work there and whatnot, my family, my father, my number one fan. I'm sure you've met my dad. He doesn't miss a fight. Always there, cage side, ringside, whatever it may be. It was good. Kind of get that feeling again,
Excellent. Well, the feeling's coming up again, man. Thanksgiving Eve, bro. I mean, a fight, a boxing event on Thanksgiving Eve. It couldn't be a better opportunity for boxing. I mean, nothing's really going on, some football, but to have boxing on there, everyone's got the day off the next day, going to fill their bellies. The fighters can pig out the next day, all that good stuff. How's it feel to get back in there? And what's the difference between kind of the training camp for your first time in there and the second time?
No difference in the training camp, really. We're just grinding, sparring. I'm getting out there, doing my road work, hitting the treadmill, hitting the Stairmaster, mitt work 2-3 times a week. I'm at punishment at least 3 times a week. The other days I'm over right up the road at Elite doing bag work and mitts there. It's just, I mean, some people, it's a lower level of professional boxing. It's not PBC or any pay-per-view fights or anything like that. But I've always, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I take every fight as like it's the toughest fight of my life. There's no it's a professional sport. I mean, it's a grind. It's every day, everything you eat, everything I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, I don't do anything like that. It's I'm essentially a professional athlete. I take this shit seriously.
Excellent. Well, Brian, last questions before I let you give your shout outs, sponsors, social media, tickets to be sold. Still plenty of time to get on there, man. What do we expect to see out of you the second time around, getting in there and just knowing the experience from that first fight?
See, calm, calculated violence. Hard hitting, accurate strikes, some movement, a little bit of flash, a little bit of pizzazz, and just having fun, man. I'm literally doing this to have fun.
Excellent, my man. Well, dude, like I said, you carry yourself well, man. You got a lot of support. You're doing a lot of things, in and out of the ring. Also, I would like to say, happy Veterans Day to you. I didn't get to say that at the beginning of the show, but I know you're deep into that. You got a lot of pride, and you're carrying a lot of people on your shoulders represent, man. So last thing before I say goodbye to you, bro, give your shout outs, sponsors, and social media, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. And, Facebook's Brian J. Marino. Instagram, bmarino508. Plenty of tickets left. Definitely message me for tickets. They're $40 general admission. Not a bad seat in the house. Tons of great fights that night. I mean, it's going to be a good time, a good night. As far as sponsors, Coffee Connection in North Attleboro, Cumberland. They got a few other locations. Of course, Punishment Striking Systems, Elite Boxing and Fitness, Massachusetts Department of Corrections Union, There's a lot of them, all sorts of them. Appreciate everybody, all the help.